Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, my friends? So today we're going to be talking about a very powerful topic, and that is how to spot a hater. So before I get right into it, remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Got tips on personal growth, self-development coming at you as often as I can frequently upload them. Made a commitment recently to be uploading more content as much as possible. Not doing all the flashy stuff. I'll do some videos like that too as well, but really just want to pour out content to you guys. I got a great list of subscribers already who really enjoy my content. Thank you so much already for the 500 subscribers. I appreciate everything, the engagement that you guys put on my content. And just going to keep on pushing out some more content for you guys, the things that I've learned from other mentors too as well. So today we're talking about how to spot a hater. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because, in the self-growth and self-development space, a lot of times we tend to listen to feedback because we want to get better, right? So if somebody's correcting us or if somebody's coaching us, we're like, okay, I'll take that, I can get better. Well, what's the difference between someone who's coaching and correcting us and they're giving us constructive criticism, and then what's the difference between them doing that and then actually hating on you and hating on your accomplishments? Because sometimes there's a thinly described veil of kind of like discreet hate. So really, this is why I want to bring this topic to fruition, because I think it's very important that everybody understands that, listen, there's coaching and there's correction and there's guidance that come from great mentors, and there's also hate too as well. I never used to like the idea of having haters because I thought it was egotistical, until I realized, man, the more you try to do good in your life and the more you try and help people, there's going to be people who are negative out there who are going to try and tear you down and really rain on your accomplishments, like kind of try and destroy everything that you're trying to create. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the top 3 things that you should be asking yourself, considering whenever you're getting overly negative feedback. And like, man, is this person being a hater? Because remember, a lot of times haters try to position themselves as such an authority that it intimidates you, which is one of the things that they'll tend to do too as well. And sometimes coaches and people our leaders can also intimidate us too as well, but they also intimidate us in a way that can inspire us. But haters intimidate us in a way that kind of detract from the goals that we want to accomplish. So the first thing is they talk about you and your failures consistently. So they're always focused on this. It almost seems like a borderline obsession. They're always talking about what you did that's wrong, what you're doing that's wrong. They never talk about anything that you're doing that's good, as they're saying, well, you're doing this wrong, or you haven't done this the right way, or you haven't accomplished this task the right way, and if you were working with me, then I would be able to show you this, or if you paid me, I would be able to show you this, and if you did this better, then it would be obviously better. So what they do is they talk about your failures, all the things that you did wrong consistently. They might acknowledge very briefly something that you're doing well, but they're going to be more focused about 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And remember, this is going to seem like an obsession once you take a step back and look from it. They're talking about your failures consistently, and they always are talking about that. So when you get somebody that has negative feedback, ask yourself, are they talking about my failures all the time, right? Is this what they're consistently focusing on? The second thing they do is they create a reality only where you lose. And basically, they try to put you in a box, right? So let's say, for instance, you are talking about like trying to get your business in really well, and you're really good at closing sales, but when you ever go to prospect, you're not really doing good on prospecting. They will never talk about what you're doing that's well, right? Like I talked about, but they'll only talk about the reality where you lose. So let's say you're not good at prospecting. They'll just consistently talk about prospecting and create scenarios where you're always going to lose. So what they do is they create this type of reality. It's like gaslighting, where only where you can lose, right? They force you in this box and say, this is, well, because you're doing this is the reason why you're doing this. And remember, they create these rules. There are no really rules in life when it comes to accomplishing your dreams. That's one of the greatest things about being an entrepreneur or going after your goals with self-growth and self-development, is you can kind of create your own rules for life too as well. But haters will try and create this reality. Well, you need to do this, and you need to make sure that you're doing this. And if you don't do that, that's why you're failing. And it's always good to listen to coaching, because somebody who's ahead of you might actually have some great feedback that you can learn from, right? But what happens is if they're only creating a reality where you're losing, you're going to feel intimidated and you're going to feel bullied to actually listen to their behavior. And this is what haters tend to do, and they actually tend to do it very well. Personally, I believe it's a symptom of narcissistic personality disorder, but I'm not going to get into all that. But they create a reality, they gaslight you in the sense where it makes you doubt your own reality. So when this happens, you need to take a step back and need to look, who's creating these rules right now in this conversation? Am I creating these rules, or is this person creating these rules too as well? And the third thing is, they're in a bad mood. I've never met a great coach, a great leader that was consistently in a bad mood. Think about it this way. Haters tend to be always in a bad mood where they're always so negative. If somebody's trying to lift you up, think about it. Anybody who's ever lifted you up, who's helped you, have coached you, who's guided you, has brought you to the next level, there's been something inspiring about them, right? There's been something that's actually been making you go, I want to listen to this person. But haters, man, they're in a bad mood. They're focusing on whatever's wrong in their life and they're pushing it back out on you. So remember that. Remember these three things. Whenever you get somebody that is consistently like, man, this person seems like a hater, right? Because remember, the reason why I'm making this video is us in the self-growth, us in the self-development journey. If you were not in the self-growth or self-development journey, you wouldn't be clicking on this video. You certainly wouldn't be listening for this long in this video. Think about these three things. Number one, they talk about you and your failures consistently. Are they doing that? Are they just focusing all on your failures? 2, do they create a reality only where you lose? And 3, are they in a bad mood? Listen to me very carefully. I'm going to take advice from a lot of different people in my life, but I want to make sure that person is happy before I take advice from them. If somebody is miserable, think about it this way. I want to be a multimillionaire, right? I'm going to be a multimillionaire, but I'm just saying, I'm going to be a multimillionaire and I want to take advice from a multimillionaire. Who would you rather take advice from? All things remaining equal, right? The millions are the same, the success is the same. Somebody is in a good mood and positive, or somebody is in a bad mood and negative. Listen, if you're like me, you're going to want to take advice from somebody who's genuinely happy, because listen, I've met many poor people who have been very happy, and I've met many poor people who have been very negative. I've met many rich people, very wealthy people who've been very happy, and I've also met rich people, wealthy people who are very negative. So this has nothing to do with monetary gains. This has to do with happiness. What do you actually want out of life? Do you want to be happy, or do you want to be miserable? Listen to the coach that's in a good mood, who's inspiring you, who's lifting you up. If they're giving you constructive criticism, keep an open mind to it. And we'll talk about that in another video later. But this is talking about spotting a hater, because too many times we are detracted and we start listening to negative feedback from somebody, and we might not need to listen to that. So this is it. These are the 3 tips. Remember to ask these 3 tips if you ever noticed a behavior from a hater. And if you notice any other types of behaviors, post them in the comments below. Let me know. Let other people know too as well. If you've seen other things that haters have been doing consistently, post them in the comments below so our growth community can realize what they are, and we can learn from this too as well. Because remember, you only should be supporting yourself with people who are going to help you. They might coach you and correct you, but they're going to lift you up, right? It should be an 80-20% rule. 80% lifting you up, and 20% should be that direct coaching that you need. And maybe it's a kick in the pants, right? That you need too as well. So remember these 3 things. Self-reflect on these 3 things too as well. You got a lot of power inside yourself. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. So I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. I hope this video finds you well. Remember to subscribe to the channel, because we got tips on growth coming at you every single day, hopefully. But they're coming at you. I love you all. Have a great day, guys.